All right, everybody, welcome back into Inside the Game podcast.
We are a soccer nation.
Have such a deep appreciation for hyper-local, community-based, lower-level soccer. There's going to be millions of fans over here that want to watch and consume as much football as they can.
What you are doing is important. And this is all about, like I said, spreading the gospel. It takes a village, right?
No, I just really appreciate being on here and you being able to provide this platform for, us and all those people grinding away at the lower leagues, just trying to make great things happen. So I really appreciate you, and you guys know what you're doing. And
welcome into Inside the Game, episode 334, in a very different setting than normal. What the show has been like the last couple of months.
Yes,
a different
sir.
room.
Yes,
we got
sir.
a mic like this now. I don't even know the name of the mic, but we got a mic like this.
Yeah.
And then we've got even James in the corner over there. He's got his own setup. He's like by the sun for right now. I don't know what he's doing.
Look, soccer's on fire. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, he's in space right now. He's in the sun. And then we've even got. Can we go to the next? Can you go to the next slide right here, right next to us here?
That's right. We're also somewhere else, aren't we?
Yeah, we're also.
Wait a minute. Where are we?
We're also got another setup next to us that we can use whenever we can.
It looks so pretty, but I can't find it again. There, I found it. I promise.
Got it? We got it? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, go over there.
We got another setup. We got two desks.
Yeah, we got.
Like I said, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago? I said some big changes were going to be happening, and there is some big changes. We can sit here, we can sit at the desk, Anchorman Ron Burgundy style. We can do it all. Already people in the chat again. If you are just joining us, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, and get your thoughts in there. Fabian says, "What's up?" Swiss says, "Hello," and then Swiss, I don't even know. Pros, LOL. I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah. Oh no, we're pros now. Basically, we're now pros. We've got the full on setup. The only thing I need is his headphones. You know, to sit there like this. That's just about it. Dave likes the new setup. Fabian says, "I'm here for James, aka Ron Burgundy." Apparently you're Ron Burgundy, James.
I am. What can I say?
But yeah, we've got a lot of new things going around here. Pretty sweet, as it is with the new setup. And then we can maybe we'll feel like sitting at the desk one day. I don't know.
Maybe.
But anyway, what are we going to talk about here today? Obviously, no show last week.
Yeah. No.
Nice little break, and that allowed us to do this fun stuff. But yeah, it was a pretty quiet week for us on the National Soccer Network. But we're back and flying. Again, my name is Ryan Glinsky, James Schofield, our producer, who might be in space right now. I don't know where he's at potentially.
I can be anywhere I want at this point.
Here's what we're going to talk about here today. James much more looks like Ted Lasso. You look like Jason Sudeikis, I guess.
Hey, I will take Ted Lasso all day. I will take it any day of the week, folks.
I haven't watched I have not watched the new show. Well, whatever, like Ted Lasso, the women's version, like the women's team.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either. I still haven't even seen Outer Banks either. Season 5. I haven't seen that either. I'm Ryan Glinsky.
Ryan Glinsky?
I'm Ryan Glinsky. This is Inside the Game. Mourinho showed what Real Madrid is all about. Arsenal sucks. Okay, 3-0 is all I have to say.
Wow.
Better than Bieber, says Swiss Michael. I'd rather be Jason Sudeikis than Justin Bieber, if I'm being completely honest, James.
Yeah, I would rather be Sudeikis all day long.
But anyway, getting into our what we want to talk about here today. I don't think we got a rundown set up, but what we're going to talk about today is first off, the MLS has been wild. I don't know if people have been seeing all the different fights that have been going on with Inter Miami, but they have gotten into some tussles the last couple of games, and no more than the last one as well. They did have a big one against Nashville. Even had one against Philadelphia Union, and Kevin Sullivan actually had his red card, rescinded, and he's able to get that back. Swiss, Aston Villa lost 4-0. They lost 4-0 in the first half. Ryan can be Jason from The Hangover. I like The Hangover. That's a
Ooh,
good
I
one.
love The Hangover. That's a good one.
Which one's Jason again? I don't know. I know the actors' names. I don't know what their character names are.
It wasn't Jason Sudeikis wasn't in The Hangover. It was what was the other dude's name? The dude Ed Helms.
Ed Helms. Oh,
They always
the dentist.
I remember there was one I'm
gonna have a Mike Tyson tattoo right here.
Yeah. I remember there was one movie, what was it, with Sudeikis, Road Trip, I think it was. I can't remember if it was Road Trip or whatever. It was that one where they had to he had to like smuggle drugs or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And they had Ed Helms in there because they were like they made like a joke about the lookalikes and stuff.
Gotcha.
So.
And then obviously week 1 of the Premier League kicked on. Let's take a laugh at Manchester United because they lost to a team that they have not lost to since 1974, a newly promoted side. And then obviously Messi and Ronaldo rumblings about their retirement. We'll get into that one as well. And then a couple other transfer news. I think the Julian Alvarez thing is very interesting to talk about as well, based on what happened yesterday and getting booed by all of your fans while you are just sitting on the bench and then even make your appearance for the side. But again, get your thoughts in there. Let's see. Already goal of the season happened. I did see that Ballard. That is on our YouTube shorts. William says greetings from Ecuador. Greetings as well, William from Michigan. But yeah, no, that was a great goal from Don Ballard. If you see that back heel, absolutely go and see it. Great content about American soccer.
I promise.
Yeah, that looked very interesting, James. When you had all your comments get up there, but
There you go. It's all nice and big for you.
yeah, there we go. Now, hey, we got some. We're just working out the kinks still a little bit. Julian Alvarez is going to EPL. Yeah, he's going to Arsenal. That's what I'm telling you. But anyway, let's get into the Premier League discussion here on week 1. Obviously, Arsenal started things off. Coventry 3-0 victory. Really not much to talk about. I was actually on a golf course during that game. I think I watched like 5 minutes, like actually watching 5 minutes, because I was on the golf course, and since we knew the golf owners, he would drive by in the little golf cart, and he just told us, he's like, guys, I want to do a shot with you, and we're like, okay, sounds good, man. So we did that a couple of times, but no, I was not paying attention actually to the Arsenal game. I know. I was not watching Arsenal. I was actually on a golf course, having a good time, indulging in a couple of beverages. Carmen says Atletico Madrid are holding Alvarez hostage. I know. Dude, they are. If you go out and see the photos of Julian Alvarez yesterday, that's what I'm saying. He's going to be a gunner. That's all I got to say. Is golf a sport? Yes, golf is indeed a sport.
I mean, the drinking alone is a sport when it comes to golf. Golf is 100% a sport. 100% a sport. It is a fun sport. It's a very difficult sport, but I played well. I played well this weekend. 36 holes. I played well. I was not bad. But no, I was not watching the Arsenal game. I was on a golf course. Didn't really watch a lot of the games. I watched the key ones like Man City, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Newcastle, and then even Manchester United, Hull. I was actually, because it was like a guys' weekend this weekend up north in Michigan, and woke up on Saturday morning, and one of my buddies is a Manchester United fan, and we're sitting there and we're watching it. We're having morning eggs. And we're looking at it, and we're like, he's like, no way we actually lose the Hull. Like, there is no way that we're actually going to lose to Hull City. And I'm like, you just gave up 2 goals in the first half to Hull City, a newly promoted side. I'm just saying that's a little bit crazy. There's a 16-year-old in Arsenal's team, right? Because they say, yeah, Max Dowman, he's an absolute stud. Try jiu-jitsu. I'll pass on jiu-jitsu. I'll stick with golf. I'll do jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Let's do it.
Hey, I respect anyone that plays.
Hey,
I respect.
Sign me up for some jiu-jitsu.
I respect it all. But Manchester United, we got to talk about this because I've been hearing all summer long about how great United is. Their starting 11. I will say they've improved their starting 11 on paper. Tielemans. He's like, this is the best midfield we've ever had. Bruno Fernandes, Tielemans, Kobe Mainu, all this, and that. And they've made some decent signings, don't get me wrong. But then it's like Cunha and Mbuemo and Bruno Fernandes is so good. Damn, Fabian's a jiu-jitsu black belt. Damn. So Fabian's
does that make him a registered weapon?
Maybe. Fabian, you've had a very interesting. You've done like food competitions. You've lived in Sault Ste. Marie. And you're a black belt jiu-jitsu man.
So they replaced the Old Spice guys. So I think they're going to be replacing the most interesting man in the world, and it's going to be Fabian.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, he's had a very interesting life. What can I say?
Oh my goodness!
And then I look at Manchester United, and they come out the way they did, and I get it, playing a newly promoted side at home
Playing a newly promoted side away from home on the first day of the season is very difficult. I went through that a couple of years ago when Arsenal went up to Brentford and lost 2-0. I understand that. But Hull City is like one of the worst Premier League sides I've seen. I've ever seen on paper. And Manchester United, a side who a lot of their key players have been rested throughout the World Cup because they didn't make it. They either weren't on teams or they didn't go very far in the tournament. They should have been fresh. They should have been ready to go. But Manchester United, it's the same story year in, year out with this club. They get you hype. They bring you back down. That's what it is. But you should not be, and Swiss brings up a good point. It's just one game. Remember last year, Man United also started bad. But the difference is you played a newly promoted side, one of the worst sides on paper in Premier League history, and you cannot get it done. They looked flat. They didn't look like they should have been there. Hull City had all the energy. If you're a club that is going to be challenging for a Premier League title, is going to be challenging to go into the top 4, you do not play that way. You do not come out and look like that. It was the same old Manchester United that has been there for the last 10 years. It's the same old Manchester United. We get out there, you get flat, this and that. Like, it was not the Manchester United of old. They still looked slow. They looked out of sorts. They didn't look like they wanted to be there. There seemed to be no passion from anyone. Michael Carrick didn't get the boys riled up. And I was told that Michael Carrick was this great manager. Clearly he's not. But that is not the way you start if you're Manchester United. And if you're a Manchester United fan, you should be ashamed of what you just watched. And if you're a Manchester United player, you should be ashamed. Where is Bruno Fernandes? Been hearing about all of his assists. Been hearing about how Ronaldo has been holding him back in the World Cup. He did absolutely nothing. Tielemans, he's supposed to be this great player. He destroyed the U.S. I'll tell you that. But he did nothing. The backline still looked out of sorts. Harry Maguire, you cannot be competing for a Premier League title with Harry Maguire as your center back. There's no way around it. But Manchester United comes out flat again. I do believe Man United will bounce back. They should be fine. But you cannot have results like that and expect to say, yeah, we're going to be in a title race. Yeah, we're going to be challenging for top 4, even though we already have a Champions League spot. You cannot be coming out flat like that. And the biggest concern about United was coming into this year was they didn't play every 4 days, or they played every 4 days. They didn't have to play every 2 or 3 days. They had that extra rest. That's why they did so well. But that is not the result that you should be having coming out of a Premier League season after most of your players were rested. But Manchester United, it's the same story year in, year out. Get your hopes up, bring it right back down to earth real quick. Let's see here. William, what team do you think would be the right one for Balogun? Aston Villa, because they have nobody. That's why he's going to get all the playing time in the world that he needs. Tottenham, that's another one we got to get into as well, because I know he's been linked to Tottenham. Carmen, Maguire was marking his own player. I did see that. Was it Mbeumo he was defending, basically? Because he pulled back his own defender. Maybe Maguire had money on the game. I don't know. Maybe Maguire was selling for United. He had money line on Hull City. But to your point, though, William, I would say probably Balogun to Aston Villa, which, by the way, 4-0 in the first half to Brighton. I get it, you're down a man, but a red card? Or 4-0? 4 goals in the first half? What are you guys doing? And I don't want to get into this point too. We'll get into a little bit of the Tottenham and the Man City and the Liverpool stuff here in a quick second. I know Chelsea plays here today, but Aston Villa. I just want to go over their departures, because the Premier League, Mazraoui, thank you, Carmen. The Premier League food chain has really gone into effect this year. This summer, the Premier League food chain has gone into effect. Aston Villa and Newcastle are the victims of it. I don't know if you guys remember, 10 years ago, it was Southampton. They were the victims of it, where they had all the great players, Lallana, Ricky Lambert, Sadio Mane, and all those guys. Virgil van Dijk. They lost all their guys. But just listen to the guys that Aston Villa has lost this year. Morgan Rogers for $138 million to Chelsea. Ezri Konsa recently for $60 million to Arsenal last week. Yuri Tillemans, $41 million to Manchester United. Daniel Malin, $25 million to Roma. And all they've brought in so far, and then Digne, he was, 33, still went to PSG for $7 million. I know that's not the greatest one, but he's a starter for them, key player. So they've lost 5 starters And then they've brought in Manzambi, who I did see Swiss mention just a second ago, for 60 million from Freiburg. That's not a small price. João Gomez from Wolves for 40 million. Again, not a small price. And Zion Suzuki, who I think is good. So Emi Martinez could be on the way out still. Ollie Watkins is probably still out. Then we look at Newcastle. Bruno G, he goes to Arsenal. Anthony Gordon, he goes to Barcelona. Isak a year ago goes to Liverpool. But this is just the reality of the Premier League. It's the food chain. The big six run the league, and you can have some good spurts here and there, like Aston Villa did last year, winning the Europa League, getting all the way up into the Champions League. Newcastle, they were in the Champions League, but that is the way soccer is ran. The biggest teams in the world will eat up and buy the best, the smaller teams' best players, because they have the money and the resources to do it. Aston Villa is not competing on a financial front with the Manchester Uniteds or the Arsenals. They're just not. Newcastle, in reality, probably should, based on the amount of money that they have, and they have I did see Leon Goretzka go to them, but they don't have the money that those big clubs have. That's just the reality of it. And people don't like that. Well, this team is winning all the time. This team is winning every single year. But that's just the reality of soccer. That's just the reality. And people might not want to like it, but Newcastle and Aston Villa are the two victims of the Premier League food chain, if we would like to say. No, I believe Barcelona is going to win the Liga, Fabian. I don't think Real Madrid is going to win anything yet again. Not until they get all the egos out of there, like Mbappe and Vinny Jr. and all those guys. Got to get the ego out of there. But then moving on into Man City, Liverpool. Man City, they did what they typically do. Enzo Maresca, maybe we'll talk about it on the other side of the break, but he's had some very, very interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Very interesting dynamics and gestures and mannerisms recently. He's looking more and more like Pep. It's very odd. It's the way he's dressing now and looking like, and the way he's getting in the face of players looks very Pep-like, and I don't know if the players are going to really respect Maresca the way they respected Pep, which, by the way, go out and look at the Manchester City documentary from the last couple of years that just came out recently. Very, very interesting stuff. I've only been able to see clips, and I will say, when they realized that they lost the league to Arsenal, man, have I watched that on replay many, many times. But Man City, they played horrible, still found a way to get a win, and at this point in the season, first couple of games of the year, all that matters is getting results, because you're not going to be at your best, and especially with a World Cup, don't expect them to be at their best yet. So it's about getting results. They found a way, 2 goals in stoppage time, or 2 goals in the last 8 minutes or so. They get into it. And they win it. Liverpool, though, by the way, that environment, St. James's Park, was livid with Isak. I thought that was a great environment to watch a game from a neutral perspective, just because of all the sidebars and Isak not being with Newcastle anymore and what he's been with the club recently for last year after he got sold. Loved it. And he couldn't even make his return back to because at that point, Liverpool, Newcastle, no, they didn't have an agreement. Yeah, no, he never made his return last year because he was sitting out last year when Liverpool went to Newcastle. So that was a great one. And then Szoboszlai found a way, and Liverpool, they get a point. But so far, the Arsenal's, I think this isn't an Arsenal bias, but Arsenal played very well. They're the only Premier League side that looked like, from the traditional Premier League contenders, Premier League title contenders, they looked like the best. Again, it's Coventry. Not going to get on my high horse about it. Zolas looked very good. But no, I'm not going to get on my high horse and say they're going to run this league. But a little shaky start for that Man City and Liverpool. We'll see what Chelsea can do here today. But yeah, no, that'll wrap up the Premier League discussion here. Again, if you guys want to continue to talk about it, we can absolutely still talk about it. Fabian wants to bet me right now about Real Madrid winning the Champions League. I don't see it happening. I bet that if Real Madrid wins, Ryan has to shave his head. If his team wins, I would do it. I'm not shaving my head.
The whole head shaving. Everybody with their head shaving.
Yeah, I'm not shaving my head. No, I'm just not. That's just because I don't want to. I don't want to shave my head, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah. Shout out jiu-jitsu. I do want to talk about the Julian Alvarez thing real quick on the other side of the break. We'll get into the Messi, Ronaldo. Do we think they're going to retire and all that fun stuff? And then we'll get into the MLS talk as well, because there's been a lot of interesting things going on recently. So don't go anywhere. 334. We'll continue after this.
Welcome to the National Soccer Network, your home for soccer. One destination, every match, every moment. Built for players, powered by passion. live games, highlights, and more each and every day. Only on the National Soccer Network.
Orange Slices is brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, think you know who's hitting a homer today? Well, FanDuel is giving you a free chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. You've got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. And don't forget, you can make a free pick every day during the MLB season. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home for home runs. So are you ready to play your game today? Join all the action on FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com to play daily dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. 21 and over, select state. Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 and over in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. In Connecticut, call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. In Massachusetts, visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. And listen to Orange Slices, sponsored by FanDuel Predicts, wherever you get your podcast.
West Coast Goalkeeping, America's largest goalkeeper outfitter. Built by keepers, worn by pros. Made for keepers who live to stop everything.
Great game footage starts with Veo. Now a pass deep and up front. With NSN, we can transfer your Veo footage into a professional broadcast. Elevate your Veo experience today. Call 248-525-2083.
Opportunity and a shot and a goal!
The National Soccer Network, your home for soccer.
All right, welcome back into Inside the Game, episode 334. My name is Ryan Glinsky, James Schofield, our producer in the building. One of our producers, Will Jenkins, walked through the door not too long ago, so good morning to Will as well.
Good morning.
Good morning, Will. He didn't respond back. Wow, thanks, Will. Thank you.
Oh, my Lord. That's
But again, continue to smash that like button if you have not already. Appreciate all the feedback from all you guys in the comments. Absolutely love it. Swiss, Fabian, Dave, William, and Carmen, you guys have been great so far on it all. But yeah, no, let's get into the Julian Alvarez thing so far. I just want to talk about it because it is very, very interesting because the whole transfer saga from this man, I have not seen, I don't know if I've seen anything crazier. Maybe Raheem Sterling from Liverpool to Man City. I don't know. I don't know what I've seen. I don't know what I've seen. No, I'm not going to get James's haircut, Fabi. I'm not going to get the style of haircut.
Yeah, I don't think he can. You have like completely different hair than I do.
I have very curly hair.
Yeah,
yes,
you've got the I've got the what is the Irish hair, and you've got the.
I've been asked if I have a perm quite a bit actually, and I'm like, no.
No, you give me the Italian like short Italian vibe or Greek.
Like my barber on the day before I went on vacation was like, I had a wedding to go to, and I was like, yeah, it's an outdoor wedding. And he's like, yeah, you Italians go crazy. I go, Italian? I go, what are you talking about Italian wise? He's like, you're Italian, right? I go, no. Yeah. I was like, you've been cutting my hair for like 7 months. He's like, you're not Italian? I go, no, not at all. Not Italian one bit. So no, I'm not Italian. But yeah, I get it quite a bit. I told him, I was like, you're not the first person and you will not be the last person to tell me. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I will get Swiss. Is it confused on why he's getting booed? Yes, I will get to that. Fabian, bro, people are on him because he's from Argentina. They've been hounding all of the Argentina players since they have started to play. I wonder why, because they fought everyone. Fabian is the biggest Argentina fan out there. That's all I got to say. So the reason why Julian Alvarez is getting booed is because he is trying to force a move to Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, and I completely understand why Atletico Madrid does not want to sell him, because it's like, dude, you signed here 2 years ago. You have still 4 more years left on your contract. We're not entitled to sell you. You don't have like a no transfer clause in your contract where we can sell you to whoever we want to sell you to. And Atletico is like, we are not going to strengthen a rival, and rightfully so. I would not want to strengthen a rival too, especially if they still have 4 years, 3 years, whatever it is, left on your contract. So Julian Alvarez has not been showing up to training. He's had a lot of arguments with Diego Simeone, the manager, recently, and he has just been in the face of a lot of players. He is not, and if you watch him walk into training, or you see him walk into a game, it looks like that man hates his life. Like, he is just sitting there like this. Like, he's sitting on the bench just like. And then yesterday was the first game of the season for them. First La Liga game for them. Real Madrid does play today, I believe, against Real Sociedad. Hopefully Real Sociedad gets the victory there. But he, at home at Atletico, has not seen the fans yet, and he's on the bench, and I understand it. Atletico, they've been trying to build a team around him and Antoine Griezmann, really around Julian Alvarez, because Griezmann was kind of aging his way out, but they did play 2 years together, and Julian Alvarez is a very fine striker, but he wants to move out, and then all of a sudden, he just sits on the bench. He gets booed by all the Atletico fans. He does come on as a substitute. He gets booed there. And then as he's walking off the field after the game, he does not go over to the fans to thank them. He just walks off the field. They're booing him in the tunnel. They're throwing their jerseys at him. He just walks over them and then just walks into the tunnel. So Julian Alvarez wants out of here. Now, where do I think he ends up? There is realistically, there is realistically the only place he could go, and this is not because I'm a fan. Realistically, the only spot he can go is Arsenal if he wants out. If he wants to leave, it is the only spot that he can go is Arsenal, because they're the only ones that want to fork up the $150 million. Because if you look at the clubs around the world that could afford him realistically, Bayern Munich, they're not going to spend $150 million on a player, and they already have Harry Kane, Elise, and all them. PSG doesn't need him. They have Mbappe, or not Mbappe. They have Dembele, Doué, and what's the other guy's name? Kvaratskhelia. Man City already had him. They don't really want him anymore because he forced his way out of Manchester City. Chelsea, I don't see him going to Chelsea because Chelsea's got too many guys. They have like 10 strikers as it is anyway. They've already spent $150 million on Morgan Rogers. I don't think they can do that again. Italy does not have the money. So realistically, the only spot he can go to is Arsenal, because Barcelona is the only other club that wants him, but Atletico told him that they don't want to sell to him, and now he's pouting about it. Now all the fans are booing him, they're throwing stuff at him while he's on the field. Like, the only place he can go is Arsenal. That's it, because Arsenal already said, we'll give you the $150 million. We'll spend $150 million on this player. We will give you the price tag. And Atletico goes, okay, that's great. You can now go to a different country where we don't strengthen you. Now, there's a possibility where, like, after a year, Arsenal could be like, well, we'll sell you to Barcelona, but Arsenal may be in a better spot than Barcelona than it is in terms of the grand scheme of things. But the only realistic place that he could go to is Arsenal, because Atletico has said time and time again, we are not selling you to a rival. We are not selling you to Barcelona. That's the reality of it. And Atletico has all the power in this. They have all the say. Julian Alvarez has no leverage in any situation. All he can say is, yeah, I'm just going to sit and just not play. Well, Julian Alvarez, you're still young. You still have 4 years left on the contract, and you're still going to want to play games, because if you're not playing games, then maybe other teams, maybe Barcelona wants to pull out of the conversation. So the only place Julian Alvarez can go to is Arsenal. That's literally it. Let's see here. Fabian believes he's a prima donna. Yeah, I could see why Julian Alvarez is a prima donna. You can look at the way he got out of Manchester City, the way he forced his way out there, and you can see the whole Atletico Madrid situation right now. Yes, I could say he's a prima donna. Something about those Argentina players, right, Fabian? That's the one time. That's the one time I could say it. Let's see here. So they're going to try to make him stay. They've tried to persuade him, and every single time it just doesn't seem like it's going. It's not going at all. There's been many talks with Julian Alvarez and Simeone and Atletico Madrid that said, you know what, we want you to stay, and he's like, no, not doing that. Fabian, send him to Inter Miami. Well, Inter Miami has been getting into a lot of fights recently, so maybe Julian Alvarez wants to continue to argue and maybe wants to get some of that anger out, so he could start fighting some more Inter Miami players. Casemiro, I think there's only like 2 or 3, maybe 4 Argentina players on Inter Miami, maybe, because it's DePaul, the one young kid, Messi, and that's it. Because Casemiro's Brazilian, Suarez is from Uruguay. Yeah, no, they don't have many. They have a lot of Messi's friends. If that's what you're looking after, when Busquets and Elbow were there, but yeah, no, that's all the Julian Alvarez situation is. Then send Paredes Paredes got a 10-game suspension while we were away. Yeah, no, he did get a 10-game suspension. I think there's been some stuff with Infantino going on, but yeah, no. Let's take a quick break here. Let's get into the Messi and Ronaldo retiring conversation, because there's been a lot of stuff that has been going on recently about it. And then we'll get into the MLS discussion about recently. Puto says, remember they won the MLS Cup last year with 0 Americans. Yeah, no, our Inter Miami is not about having Americans in the roster. It's realistically, they should change their name to Inter South America. That's really what they should change their name to. If you look at Casemiro now, Luis Suarez, Messi, not Paredes, DePaul, that's realistically what they should change their name to is Inter South America. But yeah, no. And the 10 games only international. I believe it's just 10 games international, so he cannot play. But yeah, anyway, let's take a break real quick. We'll talk about Messi and Ronaldo. Is this going to be the final year of it? I believe both of these players are now going to retire based on what I've heard. I said that they would make it to the 2030 World Cup. I'm clearly wrong on that, but hearing the way both of those players have talked to the media recently, I think they are done. And then we'll get into the MLS stuff, get into the question today, and wrap things up here on episode 334 of Inside the Game. Don't go anywhere. 334 will continue after this.
Great game footage starts with Vio. Now a pass deep and up front. With NSN, we can transfer your Vio footage into a professional broadcast. Elevate your Vio experience today. Call 248-525-2083.
Opportunity and a shot and a goal!
The National Soccer Network, your home for soccer.
West Coast Goalkeeping, America's largest goalkeeper outfitter. Built by keepers, worn by pros. Made for keepers who live to stop everything.
Welcome to the National Soccer Network, your home for soccer. One destination, every match, every moment. Built for players, powered by passion. Live games, highlights, and more each and every day. Only on the National Soccer Network.
All right, back on Inside the Game, episode 334. My name is Ryan Glinsky. James Schofield, our producer, in the building. And we were going to get into it real quick about the Messi Ronaldo discussion, but James has brought something up to my attention about the Diego Maradona Hand of God ball. Please tell us about it.
Okay, so this freaked me out. All right, so ESPN's reporting, I just saw it, that the Hand of God football, it's selling for almost 5 million, I think, pounds is that symbol? Yeah, 5 million, which is equivalent to $6.8 million.
6.8 million?
Yeah, that's what it's going for.
6.8 million.
I'm sorry, it fell short of its valuation. It fell short of its valuation. My bad. That's what it was valuated at.
So $6 million for a soccer ball that may or may not have been touched by the hand of Diego Maradona in the World Cup to beat England.
Yes, and so it did auction off. It didn't meet it. So that's what it was actually valued at.
Jeez.
But it sold. Here's the thing, though. It sold for $3.35 million.
Wow. Man, there are some people out there that just pay for stuff that I'm sitting there and I'm like, that is just idiotic to spend that crazy amount of cash on something as like, it'd be really cool to like, this is the Hand of God ball from Diego Maradona back in the day. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is just an idiotic thing to spend your money on. I would not spend $3.5 million on a soccer ball that may or may not have been. Fabian bought a Pele authentic and Maradona authentic signature ball for $8,000 each.
Damn.
Yeah, still would not spend $8,000 on a signature ball from both of those guys.
That is crazy. I mean, that's awesome, but wow.
Yeah, I'd spend $8,000 on a Lionel Messi signed ball, but authentic ball. But what are you guys talking about? It sure was hands. Oh no, we're talking about the ball that he supposedly this ball supposedly hit the hand, but I bet you there's no way of confirming if that is the actual ball that he used his hand on. Is going for $3.5 million.
Oh my gosh, that's
what we're talking
at
about
this point too. Like I just saw the picture; it's so deflated.
3.5. When you get a chance, show the photo of the ball.
3.5 million.
3.5 for a ball from what World Cup was that? 86. 80. It was 86, right, or 82? I think it was 86.
Yeah. This is the deflated ball.
Oh my god, that's what you spend $3.5 million on. Wow. That might be the stupidest way to spend $3.5 million.
I'm sorry, but
it's not even inflated. It's not even inflated. Oh my god.
I mean I don't.
Swiss isn't getting my sarcasm here. I didn't say if it didn't hit his hand. I'm saying the ball. This could be the ball that was used, but there's no way of confirming that this is the ball that he actually used to hit his hand. I'm saying it is 100% a handball.
Oh my gosh.
I am saying this may or may not be the ball that they used. Like this could easily just be a ball from.
No. Look at the top right or the top left. That's where the hand hit it. That's why it's got that little divot.
The hand put a divot on it. Yeah, for sure.
It's a divot from the hand.
For sure on it. Yeah, no, 100%. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly
what they did. Goodness, that is amazing. I love that so much.
Anyway, let's get into the Ronaldo Messi topic as we did before. Again, continue to get your thoughts in the comment section. Again, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you have not already. But anyway, that is one of the craziest soccer games of all time if you count about the other goal that Maradona scored. But looking at these two, Ronaldo was asked, is this going to be your final year? And he did say this is most likely his final year. And then I'm also hearing about what Messi has been saying recently about his dad and how he doesn't feel as motivated to play anymore. Or he just doesn't feel like he has the same passion for the game anymore without his dad being there. And I've both said that both Ronaldo and Messi would play in 2030 because it's their home World Cups. Essentially, if you look at it for Argentina, the first handful of games are going to play in South America. Infantino, we all know what it is. He just wants more money. And then you look at Portugal. It's also another home World Cup as well for them. So I'm saying, and with the expanded roster, those two guys don't really have to play. I mean, realistically, if you look at the 26-man roster, 7 of them will never touch the field. 8 or 9 of them will never touch the field. So that's why. But look at Ronaldo, and he thinks it's his final year, and he's been playing in Saudi Arabia recently. He had another failed World Cup. And now all of a sudden it doesn't matter that he doesn't have a World Cup. He said that doesn't define him anymore. Like he said before the 2022 World Cup, it was like, yeah, I need to win a World Cup. And all of a sudden now it doesn't define him. Crazy how that all works. But you think Ronaldo, he's probably done. I mean, he's already made more money than probably 1 billion people combined in their life. He's probably got enough people to retire 4 generations of his family without ever having to lift a finger. How much money that guy has made. Both of their legacies are cemented. There's really nothing that those two players can do anymore to really cement their legacy any further. Maybe Ronaldo goes and wins another Euros, but he's already been there, done that. Maybe the only other way is waiting another 4 years to maybe hoist another World Cup. But at that point, Ronaldo wouldn't really be a factor. Messi may not even be a factor in 4 years. So there's really no point of cementing a legacy. An MLS Cup doesn't cement his legacy any further. A Saudi Arabia Cup does not cement Ronaldo's legacy any further. But that's exactly what it would be. There's really nothing else that those two players could do. Swiss says, for us, Europeans, they both already retired because no one here watches the MLS for the Saudi Arabia League. My goal, Fabian says, is to have a CR7 signed ball and Messi as well. Are you going to tell Messi that that he's your favorite player, Fabian, when you go on and meet the guy? But no, just looking at these two players, I think both of them are done. I look at Messi and recently the last couple of games that he's played since his father has passed away, it doesn't look like Messi of old. It looks like he's a little bit more heated. He's a little bit more angry out there. He seems to be instigating a lot more. He seems to not care as much as he did with his dad watching him. But hey, maybe he's tired of it now. Maybe he's still just grieving through it all. But I don't think Messi's going to play this game much longer. You think of Ronaldo as well. But again, there's nothing that these two players can do to solidify themselves as a GOAT anymore, or anything like that. That's just the reality of it. And hey, we lived through a generation, we lived through an era where the two greatest players of all time, better than Maradona, better than Pele, better than any of those guys, those two guys played the game of soccer. We got to see those two battle time and time again in La Liga, battle time and time, and maybe not so much on the international stage, or we didn't get to see them in a World Cup. But you're the short about Messi starting to fight. Yeah, and a lot of people, that one did go viral quite a bit. But there's really nothing that those two can do anymore, and just watch the remaining of these two players' careers, or maybe go back on YouTube and watch some highlights of those two guys playing, because those two guys cannot do any more to cement their legacy. And we lived through an era where those two players, man, they were awesome to watch on a week-to-week basis, a monthly basis in the Champions League and in the World Cups and in La Liga and all that fun stuff. And I know Ronaldo had some stints with Juventus. Messi had some stints with PSG, and now obviously with Inter Miami. So again, there's a lot to still see of them left. Probably now, is Messi going to retire in December? I don't know. Maybe he plays the shortened season in, what is it, like April or March or May, whatever it is, because now the MLS is changing the schedule to fit the European schedule now. So maybe he does play that shortened season next year. I don't really know what he does, but it does feel like Ronaldo, he would retire then in spring. It would be cool to maybe see Ronaldo go back to Portugal though and play with where did he start out at? Sporting Lisbon, I think that's where he started. I think that you could see both of those guys. Maybe he makes a return back to Portugal. I would say it is really cool if you saw Ronaldo and Messi return to their home countries and play for a homegrown club, whether that's in Portugal or whether that's in Argentina. That'd be pretty sweet. Just because of the reception that those guys would get in their home countries. Because remember, Messi's never played in his home country in terms of his professional career. It's been in Spain, it's been in France, and now it's been in the United States. Ronaldo, he was at Sporting Lisbon originally, and then went to Manchester United, then Real Madrid, then Juventus, and now and then back to Manchester United, and then went to the Saudi Pro League. So a lot of things that those two players could do back in their home countries. I think that would be pretty awesome.
I would love to see that too, because that would kind of remind me of like a little bit over here when we were watching USL 2, like when Steve Clark came back from the MLS, came back to USL 2. It's almost like coming home in a way, because he started the Flint City Bucks, their that first title that they got, and so that'd be kind of a cool thing. Yeah, it'd just be awesome. I love the poetry. It'd be great.
Yeah, James is all about the storylines and all the other things with sports.
The drama.
Yeah, me not so much, but James, that's why he likes movies.
You're
so
the
much.
stats. I'm the drama.
Yeah,
you're the quantity. I'm the quality.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, he's a quality over quantity guy. That's,
yeah.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I'm glad both played before AI, because otherwise they wouldn't believe what they've done with the ball. That's a very good point, Swiss.
Yeah.
Messi is so bad that he would want to retire in his country. What does that have to do with anything?
Wow.
Fabian, just chalk Fabian up as the biggest Messi hater. Swiss says Ronaldo comes to Switzerland to play for my hometown club. LOL. Hey, that'd be pretty cool. I was always joking around that Detroit City FC in the USL Championship would they'd all of a sudden get to play Inter Miami, and all of a sudden Inter Miami's coming to Hamtramck, Michigan to play a game in front of 5,000 people. I always thought that was a funny thing. And the lighting isn't even great at that field anyway. It's rather dark late at night. Fabian, imagine Messi does a Zava in Ted Lasso and goes, oh my. He goes to Flint City all of a sudden. They tell Messi, you don't want to play in the USL 2. You don't want to challenge yourself. You don't want to challenge yourself in the USL 2. You don't have what it takes to do it. Messi, you may have won a World Cup, you may have won Ballon d'Ors and Champions Leagues, but do you have the lucrative USL 2 trophy in your back pocket? You do not. So yeah, maybe that's a funny one. Messi wouldn't want to go to Newell's Old Boys. Wouldn't want to go to Newell's Old Boy in Argentina. I don't know where he'd play. He would have some deal somewhere, but some hometown club, and wherever he's living at now in Argentina, he'd be just fine to go wherever. Let's take one real quick break, one final break here. We'll get into the MLS discussion and then into question of the day. So don't go anywhere. 3:34. We'll wrap up right after this. Alrighty. Final. We're probably gonna go over the 10 o'clock because we started late anyway, but we'll probably go over the 10 o'clock here today on Inside the Game. Again, we are getting very close into American football season, James. We have college football back this week.
Yes.
American football is not too far away. Preseason is starting to wrap up. By the way, hit the horn. We've already received 100 chat messages here today on the YouTube live stream. So appreciate all of you guys. As always, continue to subscribe, continue to show your support, and smash that like button as well. Rosario Central is the first league club, but he went to a club in Rosario. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the Argentina landscape of soccer over there. But yeah, no. We'll probably get, as football season gets into full swing, we'll probably go after the 10 o'clock hour a little bit more frequent, just because James and I are very passionate about the Lions.
Yes, so, and obviously that college ball. Give me my Wolverines all day long.
Yeah, shout out the Wolverines. Anyway, let's get into. I watched the Seahawks Titans last night on free TV. Shout out Swiss for watching the NFL. Shout out Swiss Michael for watching the NFL. The two of the most opposite ends of the league type of teams. Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Titans were god awful. Go Giants, says Fabian. Anyway, let's get into the Miami Hurricanes, them as well. That's college football. But anyway, let's get into the MLS discussion here today. We got to start off with Kevin Sullivan recently. Kevin Sullivan has been on a tear for the Philadelphia Union. They were god-awful at the beginning before the World Cup break, and then all of a sudden they gave the 16-year-old the greatest thing since sliced bread, Kevin Sullivan. I'm just kidding. Everyone says that about Kevin Sullivan. But Kevin Sullivan, he has been fantastic. He got into a tussle with, Inter Miami. His brother Quinn Sullivan got into a fight with I would say Messi and a lot of the Inter Miami players. They reviewed it, and then because Kevin Sullivan actually got a red card, but then they went out and reviewed it, and they said no one deserves a red card in that whole situation. Swiss says, well, you have to teach me about college football. We'll teach you about college football. All you need to know is boo Ohio State. That's all you need to know. But Kevin Sullivan, he's been absolutely great recently for Philadelphia Union. He has had, where is the stat at? He has had 16 goal contributions in the last 25 games for him. He did score in the last game off a set piece against Austin FC. So Philadelphia Union continues to climb their way up through the MLS ranks. They've been playing well. Speaking of all starting off very poor and then getting things going, the Vancouver Whitecaps, they are finding their way back into it. Back into a playoff spot here. Nashville. They made a crazy comeback the other night where they scored 2 goals in the last 5 minutes against the Columbus Crew. They found a way to get the victory there against them. Let's see what else happened. Inter Miami fought Nashville as well. They continue to get into fights. I forgot who they fought. They also fought the Philadelphia Union and Nashville for whatever reason. They just want to fight people. I don't know why. Toronto also upset Miami recently with Josh Sargent actually finding a goal recently. But yeah, no, the MLS continues to shape out. And then the American teenagers continue to get going as well. Fabian says Miami Hurricanes, Alabama, Notre Dame, and Michigan Wolverines, everything else. Hey, that's the greatest teams there. Anyway, by the way, we were not in air for Xavier Gozo to complete his $15 million move to Crystal Palace, which is one of the highest MLS outgoing transfers ever. I think that is one of the highest for an American as well for him. But no, shout out to Xavier Gozo for making his move out of the MLS, and hopefully that there's guys like Mehmeti, Julian Hall, and all those guys can find their way into Premier League clubs. Kevin Sullivan is moving into Manchester City next year and a half. I don't know exactly. But anyway, let's get into question of the day here, James, before we wrap up the show here on a beautiful Monday, Michigan morning. It was quite chilly this morning, actually.
Monday, Michigan morning. So with everything, I got to ask, I'm going to go ahead and switch this because I screwed up and I didn't add it to this. So hold on. Merge. There's your question of the day. How much is too much for sports memorabilia? I got to know. Like, what do you think? Like, what is your top dollar, Ryan, that you would spend on, let's say, a Messi ball?
$100. I'm really not into sports memorabilia. Memorabilia. Tongue twister there.
I thought you were Italian.
Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm Italian. I'm not Italian, actually. No, because I'm not into that. I'm not into that stuff. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not into jerseys much. I mean, if someone hands me a jersey, obviously I will wear it, but I am not going. Fabian thinks $8,000 is too much. I think like $100 is too much because, to be honest with you, I'm really not into that. I don't really care for a like if all of a sudden I got a signature from Messi and I just saw him on the street, I would totally do that. But if I had to pay over $1,000 to get some jersey that he wore and signed, no. But like if I were to just sit there in the crowd and he comes over and signs it, I'm all for that. Yeah. But spending money, that's what we're talking about here. It's just too much money in my opinion. I really would not go more than that because I'm not really trying to buy sports memorabilia. Everyone's got that word that you can't say.
Expand. Is there anywhere else, like any movie, TV show, anything that you would be like, holy crap?
I'm not into. See, I don't even know like half of the celebrities. Like I know what they look like, but I don't know any of their names.
You don't know your fellow celebrities?
No, like when we were watching the World Cup games.
Ryan over here doesn't know how to be famous yet.
When we were watching the World Cup games, James, you and I was like, "Who is that?" And you're like, "That's so and so," and I'm like, "Who is that?" And you're like,
yeah, when they were pointing out everybody.
And I was like, I don't know who that is.
Point them out. Yeah.
Like, I know a good chunk of them, but like, man, I don't know who some of these people are. Like, I'm just not into the whole.
Hey, I mean, at least you knew that about Trevor Noah's watch parties.
Yeah, I did know. Hey, I bet you Trevor Noah didn't.
Better.
I bet you Trevor Noah didn't do a placing winger. I bet you Trevor Noah didn't read any of your comments.
Like, no shade to Trevor Noah. Like, I love the guy. He's amazing, but I think our watch parties were better.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Swiss says if I had the money, I would pay everything on a Michael Jordan jersey.
I could see that. Okay.
MJ.
Yeah.
I would not. If someone, I will say there's a couple jerseys I would never wear if I was gifted.
Okay.
An Ohio State jersey.
Yeah.
A Manchester United jersey.
Fair.
Really anyone in the Big Six. Anyone in the Big Six.
Okay.
A Michigan State jersey.
Ooh, okay.
And a LeBron James jersey.
See,
that's it.
I'm a little bit different. I was conditioned for almost a decade to be okay with Michigan State because, my ex-wife went to State. So I had to wear the jerseys and everything.
Yeah.
But I made sure to put the dig in. Like when we went to the tailgate, I had the Michigan State boyfriend shirt and I said, well, I couldn't find a husband one because nobody be in the right mind to marry a Michigan State girl. But so I still made sure to put my digs in, but I'll accept that. But, I'm with you though on the memorabilia. Like I will drop some money if I need to. My most excited one though was I got a guitar pick from the guitar player from the Gin Blossoms at the Arts Beats and Eats over here in Royal Oak. And whatever, I'll tell the story. My ex-wife actually told me because he dropped it in the center and the fire marshal picked it up and she looks at me, she goes, I will flash him to get you that guitar pick.
Wow. Wow.
He ended up just giving it to me without her doing it. She legit looked disappointed about it though. I'm like, what? Did you really want to do? She's like, kind of. But that's my thing. That's my thing though.
Man,
it's not
the length, the extent some people will do to do things.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
Hey, you know what? Love makes you do crazy things like flash people.
I did a blazing wing for the folks.
But my thing is though, is like, it wasn't actually the guitar pick. It's that story for me. Again, we were talking about the stories. Like, I actually am going to Comic-Con because I'm a nerd, folks. Sorry. Not to lose some respect on a sports podcast, but I'm a nerd. So I'm going to Comic-Con and a voice actor from one of my favorite video games is going to be there. And that's what I spent my money on. I didn't spend it on an autograph either. I spent it on the photo. And I don't even care about the photo. Like, the photo's great. I'm spending the money to actually have the conversation and tell her, hey, not to be awkward, but your character was the first character I romanced in the video game.
Oh, wow.
So like that's my whole thing. I'll pay for that. I don't care about the actual physical thing. I want to meet the person. I want to have that story.
Yeah. That's what I was saying too. Like, I'd much rather meet the guy or the guy or the girl, whoever it is. Like, I'd much rather meet them. He's the anger guy?
That makes me so bad.
Dave says the cost of the general item. So if I had a kit and I got it signed, then I have a story of getting it signed. Okay.
Swiss. Oh my God. Are you serious? Swiss Michael got to partake of
with the devil's lettuce.
Yes. We got to be careful about talking about lettuce. All right, folks. We're here in America right now. We got demon lettuce here. Okay. So let's not mention lettuce here. But yeah, it was Cypress Hill.
It's a wild story.
That is amazing.
It's about the story, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's all it is. Like, and I feel like too, like me, like purchasing the memorabilia, it's like I wasn't there. So it's like, again, it's the attachment, like the symbolism. And let's be real, that's the whole reason why it costs so much anyways, is because so many people have that kind of either nostalgia or that, I mean, obviously there's scalpers who are just buying it for an investment, but a lot of those people who are paying that kind of money are paying for the shared experience.
Swiss.
Are you freaking serious? No.
Wu-Tang?
No. You did not Wu-Tang for Life it. No.
Can I say I really don't think Wu-Tang's that good? I've had to listen to Wu-Tang for many, many years, and I have not once sat there. I'm like, damn, this is a very good rap group. I do not need 12 different rappers to sing a song for me.
See,
I don't need it.
I like
they could just sing one.
See, that's like ICP here in Michigan. Like, I don't mind them.
Who?
ICP,
Who's that?
Insane Clown Posse.
Never heard of them.
Oh my god, they're clowns.
Yeah, it makes sense. Obviously,
And yeah, they're big, but I'm like, I don't get it. They're the Juggalos. You never heard about the Juggalos and the Juggalettes?
I've not.
Oh my lord.
Fabian says he has 150K. Jesus, man. Swiss says they love to come to Switzerland because of the lettuce. Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I don't like. I've listened to them. I've given them a shot, and I'm like, they are just not that good. I'm not a fan of Wu-Tang.
I mean, but let's be real. You're also the person who says that Queen's not amazing.
Because Queen isn't.
See, and that's the thing. So we already know not to trust your judgment. It's fine.
I don't need to trust. I don't need to trust your guys' judgments because they have been horrible recently. I'm just saying. But when people go to my room and they see the jerseys and the balls, I'm looking to buy the champions. He's going to buy the Champions League trophy, Fabian. Well, when your son wins the Champions League, then you can put it in there. Then you can put it in your trophy cabinet. But no, I think there was one other thing I was going to say, but I completely forgot about it. Completely went over my head. We went totally off script there for like 10 minutes or so.
Hey,
but
good times.
that's what's gonna happen. Quick little update. Ryan's too young for real music. LOL. Hey, what do you guys know about Motown? What do you guys know about it? What do you know about the greatest genre of music in Motown? What do you guys know about it? But here's the story that I was gonna do because this is how I'm so out of sync with like big name people and celebrities. So I worked the Detroit Grand Prix 2 summers ago. So summer of 25. And I'm there and I'm part of the media. I'm, doing the luncheon or whatever. And is it Roger or is it Robert Penske? Who is the main guy?
Robert Penske.
Huh?
Robert
Penske.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there or whatever, and I'm standing next to
Roger. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
it is Roger.
I'm sitting there, and I'm Roger Penske. People don't know Penske's massive, big in automotive, whatever.
Oh yeah.
One of the biggest companies there is in automotive, right, in the world, right? Like right in the world, like Penske's got to be one of the biggest.
Yeah,
names.
They're up there.
Like one of the biggest names he's from Michigan too, I think. Big in the Detroit scene. One of the guys I'm with, he's like, dude, I need you to take a photo of me with this guy. I'm like,
yeah, they're headquartered here.
I'm like, okay, I'm taking a photo with this random old guy. And he's like, hey, thank you so much for the photo. And Penske shakes my hand. He goes, hey, pleasure meeting you. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you too. And I'm walking and I get like 20 steps. And my buddy goes, do you realize who that is? I go, no. He's like, that is one of the biggest names in automotive sports racing.
The epitome of NASCAR right there.
And I go, who is that? He's like, that's Roger Penske. I go, who? He goes, Roger Penske. I'm like, the guy with the trucks? The yellow trucks that I see on the
guy with
expressway?
literally everything. If it has to do with an engine, and Penske's involved.
I told my dad, I go, I shook Roger Penske. He's like, oh my God, you shook Roger Penske. I was like, I didn't even know I shook his hand until like a minute later.
Wow.
He's like, you're kidding. That's how out of tune I am. That's how out of tune I am with the celebrities.
Wow.
Anyway, that's going to wrap up 334 here today. Wow, Deshaun Watson got named QB1. Who would have thought that for the Browns? That's going to wrap up 334 here today. We just did this. This was not a scheduled episode today, actually. We just did this one out of fun due to the new setup. No show the rest of the week because we do have to finish everything out and actually get everything up and running before we can go like nonstop for the next however months it is to Christmas. So whatever that is, nonstop to Christmas. We do need to iron out all the details here before we get into the show, into its final format. But we thought, Premier League came out to the end, or came at end of week 1, and some crazy stuff was happening in the other part of the world. So we were like, we'll come out with this new episode, but we'll get the show into its final format here on Monday. But anyway, thank you for everyone that is tuned in. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, whatever. Love the interaction, by the way, from you guys. You guys bring it every single day. Again, my name is Ryan Glinsky, James Schofield, our producer. We'll see you next Monday.
Yeah, we will see y'all then. Oh no.
All right, everybody, welcome back into Inside the Game podcast.
We are a soccer nation.
Have such a deep appreciation for hyper-local, community-based, lower-level soccer. There's going to be millions of fans over here that want to watch and consume as much football as they can.
What you are doing is important. And this is all about, like I said, spreading the gospel. It takes a village, right?
No, I just really appreciate being on here and you being able to provide this platform for, us and all those people grinding away at the lower leagues, just trying to make great things happen. So I really appreciate you, and you guys know what you're doing, and